So join us. See what shenanigans we get into next. Who knows, maybe somewhere along the way, you'll find your favorite winemaker. All these early mornings almost had me rethinking coffee. Sorry, Lansby, you're cozy, but harvest waits for no one. Being at a vineyard harvest has always been on my wine bucket list, and yesterday I survived my first one with Story of Soil's Jessica Gasca, and between you and me, I was a little nervous on that trailer. Today feels different. We've got a 6:45 a.m. call time, which somehow feels like sleeping in after yesterday. We're still in Santa Rita Hills, still chasing Pinot Noir, but this time we've moved west, closer to the ocean. Yesterday we were at Ground Star Vineyard on the eastern side of the AVA. Today we're at Bentrock Vineyard. It's a little windier, a little colder, and we definitely can't be late because Brandon and John of Dragonette Cellars, well, they pick on the clock. For them, harvest isn't just about bricks or ripeness, it's about time and temperature. Every minute matters, every degree matters. Same grape, same region, but slightly different perspective.
This is a perfect morning. With a nice fog, keeping the leaves nice and soft so you can pull them out really easy and have super clean fruit. We've got one of the best crews in the business, so this is an exceptionally good morning.
How you feeling this morning?
Oh, it's a great morning. Great morning. Perfect weather. Fruit's in great shape. Crew's terrific. It's very clean. It's going to make great wine.
I'm noticing the condensation on the wire. Some of the grapes and leaves have water dripping off. What does that do for the fruit?
We like the coolness factor more than anything. I mean, if it could be perfectly cool and not as wet, that'd be okay too, but that is our climate. That's what we have. Foggy mornings.
John, so how big is this vineyard?
I believe it's 80 acres.
About 80 acres?
Yeah, something like that. Radian is a sister property. It was all one. These blocks are all over the place. Like
right.
It's going to, it's going to take us 10 minutes to get to the front gate.
Oh, right. So how much of it do you have? Because so like right now we're in a Dragonette row, but
yeah, 5 acres here and maybe a little bit more Radian, 6 or 7 maybe.
So when you talked about searching for vineyards, and so what is it here that made you say this is where we want to make wine from?
So we've got a couple things. We have committed, excellent grower. The site is obviously super important, but you have to have it being farmed correctly. And the grower here is just amazing. So we get to work with a great partner. We were looking for things further west where it's foggier like it is this morning.
Yeah.
So, on the east side of Santa Rita Hills right now, it's probably in sunshine.
Right.
But we've got longer time with cooler temps out in the west.
So how far is the ocean that way then?
I think it's about 10 miles.
About 10 miles that way. So we are really close to
We
the
are
ocean.
close to the ocean, and that is big, dark, cold, windy ocean. And that is not SoCal beaches. It's like it's pretty cool. I mean, you don't go there. It's sunny a couple of days a year, and if you go surfing there, you're part of the food chain.
Right.
So it's
Great White City.
Yeah, it's wild out there.
Could we have done this at 3 in the afternoon?
No, 3 in the afternoon it'd be too warm, and I want to keep them below 60 degrees because then yeast start doing their work and start fermenting. Skins break down, and also the crew doesn't want to pick in the hot sun either. So they're happy to be at night as well.
So crew happy, grapes happy.
Crew happy, grapes happy.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So temperature of the grapes is very, very important. So that seems to me that there's a little bit of a rush then to get these grapes, back to the winery.
Yeah, we usually arrange it so that we have a truck waiting, and they'll load it up and bring it straight to us.
So we're essentially just racing, trying to get these back to make sure that the temperature of the grapes stays as cool as possible.
That's right. And then after we destem them or a whole cluster, whatever we decide, we will put it in a cold box to keep it cold while with the juice and the berries together. So we'll have a cold soak where you're getting extraction without any alcohol. It gives you nice, cool, fresh flavors.
And I noticed these clusters are just the cutest little pine cones.
Yeah, these are perfect clusters. Small, fairly small berries, so they're really full of flavor. So good.
Little breakfast. So look, what is it?
That's got a little damage on it. It's like sunburn probably. We'll keep the top part of that.
What is that?
That's just sunburn. The berries got a little bit of burn on them.
So do these go in, or do we throw these out?
Throw that one out.
So these would just get thrown out.
Yeah.
So I noticed the vineyard rows are just, there's so much stuff, and it's not a lot of the pictures you see of vineyards, they're immaculate and clean. This is not. This is so messy. Why is that?
Well, we got cover crops in here. We've got, we don't spray anything for the weeds. I like to keep the material here. It makes the vines go deeper if you have cover crops.
Because this kind of weed in my yard people would want to spray it.
Yes, no spray.
No spray.
No spray.
So Dragonette's the name of the winery.
Yes.
You're John Dragonette.
Yes.
There's a Steve Dragonette.
There is.
Where the hell is that guy?
Well, he would be out here, but it was our turn. He does do a lot of the picks during harvest time, but he's also the guy behind the scenes that does all the finance, invoicing, money stuff. Thank goodness. Brandon and I prefer to be out here.
Yep.
He likes to be out here too for harvest, but I think other wine stuff he's probably not quite.
He likes the night picks. So he's a little more
Oh, he's like
nocturnal.
you.
So he's like me.
you.
All right, yeah.
I want
right.
the night pigs.
Yeah.
Which works out well because I like to get up at 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
That's kind of like my natural state. Where
You
Steve
like
is
that?
a late guy. Love watching the sun come up, whether it's in the vineyard or out in the surf breaks.
You're a surfer.
Well, there's nothing quite as optimistic in the world as a surfer in Santa Barbara County.
The West.
But it's worth it for the wine, right, Brandon?
Yep.
Harvest sounds simple. Clip the grapes, drop them in a bucket, and dump the bucket in a bin. But when you're being chased by temperature and time, there is nothing simple about it. Big tank wineries use mechanical harvesters. It's efficient, it's fast, but it's also clumsy. Here at Bentrock, the Dragonette guys need speed with intention and precision. That requires quite a bit of skill. When it was my turn off camera, I thought I would help clip some fruit like I saw Ricky doing. Before my first bucket was filled, I felt like I was cosplaying this thing. Man, that crew at Ground Star yesterday was solid, but this crew here, man, this feels like the big leagues. And I feel like I'm in the way. The rhythm of the shears, the filling of the buckets, each cut more precise, each load cleaner. And every minute the temp keeps creeping up. So I put them shears down and I did the only thing I knew I could. I ran. They hand me a full bucket, I hand them an empty bucket. Man, I lost count of how many times I ran to that trailer to dump that fruit. I may not cook like a pro, but I can hustle with the best of them. To the crews out there grinding while we were pointing cameras and flying drones, respect. We see you. You made that hard work look effortless.
Sun's coming out.
Yeah, it sure is. It's beautiful. Look at this right here. You got like blue sky coming off the ocean, but now you're really starting to see the colors of the vineyard. It's really pretty. We're about 300 feet up, 250 feet up, and the ocean is 10 miles that way.
We're in between rows right now, so the crew's taking a little break, and we hear there's some Chardonnay down there. Is that right?
That's right. It's Chardonnay down the hill, which is a little behind, but we want to check on it and see how it's doing.
So what are we looking for?
Flavors, the vine, the condition of the vine. See, it's a little more green down here than it was up there. Chardonnay just takes longer to get right in this location.
But I would imagine that Chardonnay here, ready for this? It's going to be a little bit more Chablis style, is that right? Did I do it right? Did I do it right?
You did it right, but the thing that we want is the most Bentrock style Chardonnay that we can get.
Well
We
played.
don't want to make Chablis. We don't want to make even Corton Charlemagne here. We want to make Bentrock.
Bentrock.
Look
Love
at
it.
those grapes.
So is this a typical, I mean, are these
touch 'em again?
typical Chardonnay clusters?
The beauty of these vineyards being so far west, so close to the ocean, is that everything becomes a little more bonsai, if you will. I mean, you have smaller canopies, smaller clusters, smaller berries, more intense flavor. They're just packed with flavor.
Packed with flavor. Can't resist. I love the fact that I just had that after having the Pinot berries. I get an instant comparison in my mouth.
Is this incredible minerality that coats the palate. So even at this stage where these are probably, we'll see how it goes, but these might even be 2 weeks away from harvest, they already have insane amounts of flavor and this mineral acid backbone that just kind of clings to the palate.
I like that ripping
We'll
acid
see.
though.
Yeah, the acid.
We don't want to lose that, so that makes it sooner.
So these are probably some of the ripest clusters right here
Right.
because they actually get a little bit of sun exposure.
That's more in
Yeah,
the interior, so it
yeah.
doesn't have as much sun on it.
Yeah, look at the difference if you hold them up together. See, this one is nice and golden versus that kind of more lime green.
Yeah. This is gonna be
You're talking about ripping
This
acid.
is gonna be your green delicious apple, your green apple.
I want one.
I'll take this style all day.
Me too. That's all me.
Look at the marine layer lifting and all that diatomaceous earth.
Oh,
That
wow.
is the Santa Rita Hills in a nutshell. I mean, that is what's
Wow.
so magical about this place.
That-
So in some cases in these vineyards, particularly over at Radian, you have that stuff where it's 200-300 feet deep.
Wow.
So you just have pure diatomaceous soils, and it just brings this tension to the wine For the Chardonnays that have the Diatomaceous, you just get this incredible laser beam of acid. For the Pinot Noir, you get these pixelated tannins. Somebody was talking about moon dust, like where it's like moon dust graphite, where they have the sort of weight to give the wine substance, but they're just incredibly velvety, silky smooth. The Diatomaceous that you see there, that's what drew us to this portion of the Santa Rita Hills. So prior to the planting of Radiant and Bentrock, there were very few, or really almost no vineyards that were planted directly on top of it. So you saw it as a component of the soil at vineyards like Sanford and Benedict and Fiddlesticks. But some of the blocks out here, you have it as the dominant soil type.
Had to take my jacket off. It's warming up just a little bit.
Just a little bit, from that 58 to 61, 62, but you feel
Right,
it.
you feel it a little bit.
Yeah.
But what a privilege to be working in this vineyard, man.
We are so lucky and so grateful.
Totally.
I mean, it's just, there's very few vineyards on planet Earth that have the capability to reach this level of quality potential.
I mean, look at that cluster here.
Look at that, perfect, yeah. And look at these little guys. I mean, they
Right.
just have so much concentration, so much flavor, so much energy. The far western location out here, you have that long, slow growing season, so flavors accumulate without the sugars getting too high.
Right.
And then, as you know, the acidity is like the thing that just drives the train.
Keeps
I mean,
the
it
wine
just brings
going.
so much energy to the wines.
How's your feeling on going destemmed, going whole cluster?
So at every different pick, for us, it's a moment by moment decision on each pick day.
Right.
But what we're looking at, we'll actually look at some of the physical characteristics.
Okay.
So in some cases, you can see a little bit of lignification happening, but then in other cases, you see full green.
Right.
That might lean towards doing either less or no stem inclusion.
Okay.
But the real thing that we'll be doing is actually letting our
biting
palates
on that
decide.
stem.
So chew it up.
How's that taste?
You should try one. So this is past the jalapeno stage, but it's not quite to that forest floor truffly stage. I'd say right now the odds on this are a little bit on the lighter side, but
Okay.
it does still have some nice flavors, especially up here at the top. But if I had to guess on this, I'd say this might be maybe no stem inclusion.
Okay.
Just because the berries are in such perfect shape,
Right.
but the stems still have a little bit of kind of tannic potential that's a little more aggressive.
Yeah, having such a clean and beautiful vineyard really makes your job a little bit easier. Nothing about your job is easy, but it makes it a little bit easier, huh?
Well, we actually say that a lot of times the whole idea of the winemaker is something that's a little over exalted.
Yeah.
We're not celebrity chefs. I mean, this is something that it's much more of a craft, and
Totally.
the process, there's an equal part of the effort in the vineyard and in the winery. And like you said, our job in the winery is a million times easier if you're working with perfect fruit.
Totally. So for you, what are the core principles and kind of the foundations of makes Dragonette what it is and what you guys want it to be?
So for us, it's always been about quality. So
Yeah.
that starts, of course, with the vineyard. So in a place like this, we get to actually, have the ability to work with the site that provides phenomenal quality potential. And then at the winery, it's actually a very traditional kind of an approach, where we use native yeast.
Right.
This Pinot Noir, we'll ferment this over the next 2 weeks or so. It'll go into barrel, and there's no set schedule as to when it'll be bottled, but we know for sure that it'll be after 15 months.
Okay.
We want to really let the flavors develop, let layers and layers come out. And if it's ready to bottle at month 16, we'll bottle it then. If it needs 18 months, we'll let it go to then. So, we like to have this patient approach,
Okay.
where you're basically just letting our palates do the guiding throughout the whole process.
Let's also talk about kind of orientation, which way we're facing, how high up we are, our elevation, all the different characteristics of Bentrock Vineyard.
Yeah, so one of the things that really sets Bentrock apart is its far western location. So you can see, as you look this way, you have the White Hills showing the diatomaceous earth. You can see the fog that even though it's just lifted here in the last 15 minutes, it's still anchored over by the town of Lompoc and the ocean.
Okay.
So it's ocean proximity that's really important. It keeps it cool.
We're getting dumped on both sides. I want to make sure we're protecting. As we finish up this pick, what are our next steps?
So we've had this perfect, cool, foggy morning where the fog's just starting to lift. We're about to wrap up the pick. So the goal now is to just get the fruit over to the winery as quickly as possible, keep it cool, allow us to process it immediately. We're gonna start cooking as soon as it gets back there.
Well fucking done. Good work.
If you want to get better at choosing wine, you got to get past that label. Seek out the people, the place, the process. This is not, I repeat, this is not wine snob stuff, y'all. This is how the pros do it. We spent the morning behind that tractor with Brandon and John watching that fog slowly burn off, that temp ticking up, and watching them enact a plan to pick and keep that fruit below 60 degrees. That is not random. That's intention. They wanted well-farmed Santa Rita Hills fruit because of the fog, the wind, the cold mornings. They are shaping the wine's journey before it ever reaches your glass. So next time you're standing in that wine shop and you find yourself reaching for that bottle with the pretty label, yeah, smack your own hand and remember these 3 simple questions. What grape is it? Where was it grown? And how was it made? I can't lie, wrapping up that pick just as the temp hit 61 degrees, that was impressive. Next stop, we make a beeline to the winery because that fruit will get processed as soon as it's pulled off the truck. And we are not about to let the fruit beat us to the winery again.
Brothers. Come on, give me another one. Let's go.
Catch it in your mouth, Walrus.
Whoa!
Daniel's on the next one. I'm gonna be
Fruit Ninja.
bring it, Fruit Ninja. I got this.